Hello. Looks like if I want to move this trailer, I'm going to have to buy some diesel for this. James, the naughty, smelly, bouncy, boingy Freelander with its flat tyre now. It may not like to start, but it does have a tow bar. And today marks the end of my relationship with Billy the Rover.
Billy the Rover,
Billy the Rover is about to be rehomed. But please stick with this video.
I know there are going to be many people watching this going, don't sell that car, how are you ever going to replace that? I know there will be, because I've said it before, you'll never find another one. You've been lucky to have got 3 so far, and the diesel, that's the really rare one. I know, but I am in a position where I just have to do. Yeah, if I have to sell it, I have to sell it. As much as I would love to keep this car, paying the rent at work is more important. There'll be no Project Nigel with nowhere to work from. Can't you just sell someone else? Well, I would do if something else was being sold, but it's not. No offers on anything else recently. I've got parts for sale, nobody's buying them. I've got a car for sale, nobody's buying it. I've got someone else's car for sale, nobody's buying it. Nobody's buying, nobody's buying. And as I've experienced many times before, one thing that you don't want to sell is the one thing that somebody else wants to buy. Keeping this car is an ideal world situation, because obviously, right, well, okay, why are you here? Why are you watching this video? It could be one of many things. It could be because of the multicoloured dream boat called Nigel. It could be because you've seen a review of another car and thought, I'll watch a bit more of this. Or it could be because of this car. Or it could be because of, I don't know, maybe there's another reason. I can't think of one at the moment. Bound to be. I want to carry on with this channel, but there's a limited number of people who are specifically interested in Rover. And I think there's likely to be more people that are interested in how I make video than what there are interested in this specific car. Say, I post a video on Billy the Rover.
Billy the Rover.
It might get 1,500 views. I post a video on Nigel, the car that started it all. It might get 1,200, 1,300 views. I post a video on something completely different. Often, it does more. And as we see, if my microphone has suddenly gone wrong, or if my phone has suddenly gone wrong, I can't make videos unless I actually do something to replace those items, and I'm not going to do that by doing the same cars over and over. You may be very interested to see this car having some sort of full restoration. I would be, but I can't do a full restoration at the same time as not getting very much money for doing the videos on the restoration. Selling this car this week is going to bring about a few very surprising changes. The first bit, the reason for selling it is boring, and that is rent, phone bill. Okay, you don't even need to know about that. Everybody has to pay these kind of things. But sometimes, in order to keep moving, you have to take a jolly big gamble. Now, I'm going to go back to last year, where I bought a Rover 75 that was going to get scrapped. And I bought it because it had a tow bar on the back. And I cleared the yard out with it. And then I swapped it. And honestly, it was one of the best buys I ever did, because I ended up with a car that I prefer, and I cleared the yard up, I made some videos, I felt like I had some good content out of it, and it progressed the channel quite a bit at the time. I'm not going to tell you how much I'm selling this car for, because you're going to say, oh, what, really? Come on, you could have got more than that for it. Because that's, honestly, it's true, but it's a bit annoying sometimes when people say that, because when I've had things up for sale, all I have is, oh, you won't get that much for it, you know. What are things worth? Things are worth what somebody's prepared to pay for it, and that's really it. Let's forget about numbers. But next week, plans are, with some of the money that I get for selling this car, I'm going to acquire something that I intend to be a really good working spin around, turn around, flip. Not flip, I hate that. I hate saying flip. It's not flipping on. I'm going to buy something that more people are going to want to buy than this. You know, this is a very niche market. There are many people who would like this car just because of it being rare, but most people wouldn't want it because it's a Rover. And as much as Rover are, you know, gaining a bit of traction with interest in younger people, it still doesn't stop them from being one of these marques that the majority of people go, gasket, are you going to deliver that car? You'd have your gasket done on the way, are you? Or are you going to do it before you set off, halfway through, and then when you get there, just to be kind? Is that what you're going to do? A gasket falling apart piece of junk. With a car like this, if you advertise it for sale, you won't have hundreds of people asking to buy it. But what will happen is, if you don't have it for sale, you'll always have one or two people pestering you to sell it. And that's what's happened. I don't like to use the word pester, because that's not really entirely correct. But it has been made very, very clear that this car is wanted by this person who's going to have it. Look how closely they all drive to each other. Way too close. Now remember the Tuk Tuk, where I was offered a swap. This for the Tuk Tuk. This is where it's going. It is being bought, but the Tuk Tuk is still going to come to the yard for me to have some fun with. And it will be. The Tuk Tuk is something that I'm not particularly interested in as a vehicle. I will find it. Why do that? It's not something I'm particularly interested in, but it is something I'm interested in doing some videos on. So I want to get it running. I want to get it MOT'd. I want to test drive it. I want to have use of it for a bit before it goes up for sale. And that does sound a bit like some of the things I've done before. But this time, well, it's very different. Very different indeed. It's different because it's not even a car. And it's not even a bike. I mean, do you ride it or do you drive it? What do you actually do with it? On a tricycle. I suppose you ride it. But anyway, that's another video, another day. We're still talking about this one. And yes, I will regret it. And no, I don't have any choice. And yes, I probably will never get another one. And no, I will probably never get another one. And yes, I will miss it. And no, I won't be happy with my life without it. And yes, I do think I'm making an incorrect decision. Except for, it's not a decision. It's just something that I have to do. A bit like eating. You know, when you eat, sometimes you have to eat. You don't do it because you want to do it. I mean, you can eat because you enjoy eating your food, but generally, you eat because you need to eat. Isn't that correct? Yes, it is. The lady in front of me is actually having a right good stare at me, wondering why I'm talking. You know, some people do have the hands free. That'd be perfectly okay. You see people talking to themselves all the time, don't you? Actually, I've seen a lot of people looking at this car on my way today, and that's going to make me regret it, but no, not regret it, but feel mournful of this car. Should I see it on one of those cars you don't see anymore posts, pages? That's happened once before. When I had a GTI, I had a 216 GTI, just at the very start of this channel. And the moment I sold it, somebody spotted it. I mean, pretty much the moment. He'd gone to the petrol station on his way home, somewhere I pass all the time, and somebody spotted it and took a picture of it. I felt kind of annoyed really. It's like, why didn't you do it when it was my car? I've been driving it around for months. I've driven all over the place. I've done thousands of miles in it. The same with this. I will be up to 3,500 miles almost in this. 3,500 miles. 3,500 really joyful miles. You can't keep them all. Another injustice, eh? Because you can if you're rich. And then it's like, well, yeah, you can keep this car. Oh, and you can have loads of money as well. Oh, and you can have somewhere nice to live, and you can eat whatever you like. And you know those really interesting craft beers that you see in Morrison's or Tesco, the ones that are really expensive but look like they're going to be really nice. You can have some of them. Yeah, you don't have to stick to the cheapo little lager. You can have whatever you like. Oh, would you like a holiday as well? Go ahead. I'm not bitter. I just it just would be nice to be in that situation. Oh, how fabulous! Yeah, you have a car like this. You love the thing. You love its looks. It brings you all the nostalgia that you could ever need, and it has a little bit of added practicality. If you've got money, it doesn't matter whether it's a petrol or a diesel, unless it's about reliability. And that brings me very nicely to the point of, yeah, it's the correct thing to do to sell it, because this car hasn't brought a great deal of attention on YouTube. The Tuk Tuk that I was considering doing a swap for would do. I'm sure it would do. The car that's been offered to me next week, which has been offered exclusively to me because of my YouTube channel, will do some decent views. I know it will, because I've had a bit of experience with these particular cars before. Oh, by the way, I'm going to absolutely insist that I have full first refusal. Should this car need to go back up for sale again when I have the money to buy it. I do intend having the money to buy it back at some point soon. Whilst I'm having my final drive of this car though, I am going to remark upon just how easygoing it is. It's a really nice car to drive, and it does very well in twisty roads. It's fantastic. Somebody's going to love this car. Absolutely love it. I know it. It's a very bittersweet ending, this, because I am going to really miss it. Although I haven't used it for over a month. I haven't used it for 2 months, in fact. I would have been using it next month. In fact, I would have been using it this month if it wasn't for the fact that Ronnie Corbett's come back. And the other conflict of interest as well here that I have is that I already have another diesel estate car, the Audi, which many people aren't interested in and will tell me so, but many people also are. And the Audi videos do just as well as the Rover videos. So, sorry, I can't please everyone. Every video I do has somebody press a dislike on it. Now that could be serial disliking, or it could be just that there's enough variation within my videos and people coming from enough different angles that there's no way everyone's going to like it. So what's the point in me worrying about it? Anyway, thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for being a channel member, and thank you for liking this video if you did. And I hope you'll continue to support me in my endeavours on this channel. See you in the next video.